Hi, this is Andrew with SyncTimes. In this video, I am going to briefly cover some of the new and exciting features in the Flowstation upgrade that will be released this month. To get started, let's go over some of the major design changes. We have moved from a traditional list view to a card view, meaning each of these squares that you are seeing on the screen represent an exam room. The reason for this change is to make it possible to fit more exam rooms on the screen. The previous limit was 10 exam rooms, but now by zooming in or out, you can see as many as you would like. You can see which rooms are occupied with patients by identifying the rooms with the green bar at the top of each card where the exam room number is. The assigned provider for the exam room is seen in this image here and can be changed by simply tapping or clicking on the image to select a new provider. So if I wanted to change the provider assignment in exam room 3, I would tap or click on the provider's image, and I would select a provider from the list to change to. So you'll notice here we have a frequent providers and a providers list. Frequent providers are just going to be a group of providers that are used most frequently at the health center. This is to help you find the provider without having to scroll through a long list of providers for your entire organization. So let's go ahead and switch it to Dr. David. You'll see here that the provider's image was changed, and this exam room 3 is now assigned to a new provider. You'll also see that there are two timers displayed here. One is for the total time that the patient has been in the exam room, and the second for the time that the patient has spent with the provider, a member of the clinical staff such as an MA or a nurse, or the time that the patient has spent alone in the exam room. Selected icons will appear in the section here, and whoever is in the room with the patient is shown here. On the previous Flowstation, you could only remove icons. But now you can also remove an individual from a room by clicking on their picture here, or you can also remove the patient from the room by tapping on the green bar here. Now let's jump into some of the settings options. In the top right, you will see these three dots. By clicking here, you will open the settings menu. You can now sort by provider or exam room. The default view will be sorted by exam room, meaning by the exam room name, it'll be sorted by either numeric or alphabetical order. So exam room 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. But if we click on sort by provider, you'll see that the exam rooms are now grouped by the provider. So first we have provider Sally's rooms, then provider Robert's rooms, even though they're not necessarily in alphanumeric order. You can also filter the exam rooms that you're going to see on your Flowstation. So let's say we only want to view exam rooms for Dr. Sally and Dr. David. We'll unselect all of the rooms that are not assigned to either of these providers. And now we only have the exam rooms that apply to us. We could zoom in or out to be able to view these exam rooms a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and select 150% zoom. And in fact, I think it'd be better to make that a little bit bigger, so we'll click on this plus icon here. And now we have these exam rooms nice and big, easy to see, sorted by provider rather than by exam room. If you wanted to mute the sound, you can just click on the mute sound button here. Something that's exciting about this Flowstation is you can access it from anywhere, meaning it will be on the Flowstation screens in your nurse's station, in your provider offices. But if you're in an area that's not conveniently located to be able to see these screens, you can access this Flowstation on your computer or even your smartphone by simply going to a URL or a website, which link will be provided in the email accompanying this video. If you are accessing the Flowstation for the first time from a computer, you'll need to log in to remove patients, assign providers, or to remove icons or people. You can do that by selecting the menu option here and clicking Login. You'll be taken to this screen where you can enter your username and password. If you do not know your username and password, simply send an email to this email address here, customersuccessteam@synctimes.com, and let us know your first and last name and the department that you typically work at, and we'll send you some login information for you to be able to log in. A couple other things to mention here. A SyncTimes representative will likely be at your health center on the first day that this Flowstation is upgraded to answer any questions that you might have. However, if you would like to access this Flowstation earlier, you can follow the instructions in the email that was sent to you to access it. In addition, you might have noticed that the timers at the exam room tablets have also changed to reflect the same timers that you have here. So the total patient time, and then the alone time, staff time, and provider time. Please reach out to us if you have any questions about this Flowstation or any other questions relating to sync times, and we'd be happy to help in any way that we can.